The next question is all about what is going on in the social media. A lot of discussion, debates about your working hours. On top of that, work-life balance, right? So, what's your overall opinion about this? Is it just a topic for discussion, or actually plays a very important role in the mental health of employee?
I definitely think it plays an important role in the mental health or the well-being of an employee in terms of the number of hours that they're putting in at work. In fact, I'm sure you would have heard that Japan has now introduced a 4-day
4-day week, yeah.
working week. Main issue is the overall well-being, right? The birth rate of Japan and all of that
Correct.
coming into play. So does it impact? It does impact. However, I also feel it's not about how long you're working, it's about how you're working.
So the productivity of your work.
Not the productivity, it's the stress, it's the burnout, it's the politics handling, it's the the abrasiveness of an environment that actually takes a toll on you rather than the number of hours you're putting in.
Okay.
So, Sunil, there's a difference between being busy and being stressed.
Okay.
Right? And I feel, because I'm also a diversity champion, I feel that the last 3 generations have been very hardworking, including the current generation. Right? They don't mind working longer, but they have an issue with the toxic environment while you're working longer.
Okay.
Right? So I feel that there is merit in monitoring the number of hours that are being put in. But I don't think that's going to solve all the issues related to well-being.
Yeah, but if you really see, some employee may be doing the same work in a smart way in less number of hours. So why do they need to really work more if they're able to still complete their work?
Absolutely. So I think work management, goal management, performance management, reviews, task allocations have all undergone a transformation in the last decade, right? I think now our generation was a little different, right? This generation wants more flexibility, right? They want more leg room. They're okay with, give me flexi hours as long as I get the work done, which I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. What's important is the culture ready for it? It's the organization culture fiber allowing that kind of flexibility and that kind of space for employees to take a breather and say it's okay. I think the root cause of working hours is not working hours. Let's be clear. The root cause of working hours is you don't have a well accounted for bandwidth in organizations. So the issue is not how many hours. The issue is, first and foremost, why are we facing the problem of long hours? Right. We're facing the problem of long hours because organizations want to milk more with less.
Right. But if you really see, with COVID, it was also proven that people can work remotely, work from home.
Yes.
But there's again something which is changing, where companies are actually calling back their employee to the office, right? Which means their work life or the number of hours will be more because of the commute time itself. So what is your view about that as well?
I think there is a pro and con to both. I feel that the whole distancing, working from home, the remote and the AI and the technology and all of that has definitely created distance. Vacuum
between people,
disconnection, the ability to connect, build conversations, build that kind of rapport and have that kind of understanding where the team is eating together. How we used to be, we would have breakfast and then talk about stuff.
Always that face to face, that personal touch.
Yeah, actually. And let's also understand, Sunil, that there are human beings in the world who want to be social.
Yeah, it's a basic nature.
Okay, so let's not generalize by saying that why isn't it better to just sit at home? There are employees, even in my organization, who might feel very isolated if I don't meet them twice or thrice a month.
Okay.
You know, we are also work from home organization, but I get those signals, you know, saying, Priya, when are we going to meet again? So I have these get-togethers at least thrice a month where we sit together, have lunch, because you're sitting alone in a room with a desk. There's no moral support. There's nobody to laugh with. There's nobody to talk to. So like I said, there's a pro and con to both of it.
Okay. So the last question for you is that you being a trainer, you know, conducting programs, I think you are also a specialist in all kind of therapies, psychologist. So from a futuristic perspective, what kind of training programs and workshops organizations should go for, especially to resolve this boss employee issues?
Wow. I think organizations should stop this bite-sized training trend.
Okay.
You know, give me emotional intelligence in 2 hours. Give me problem solving decision making in 2 hours. I think if you want information, you have a lot of these different platforms that give you e-learning programs, which give you information, right? But if you want transformation, if you want a behavioral change in people, and we're talking about people who are 30 years old, 40 years old, 45 years old, they've been the same for so many years, you cannot see a change in 2 hours. If it was that easy, we would have a world full of perfect people, right? So I think the first change that organizations need to do is look for, you know, like a journey-based education. Give a person a workshop, give them assignments, make it more application, experiential, give them projects, get someone to come in and talk to them. The second is, I feel the whole boss-employee gap will reduce if you have more conversation-based learning. So I think definitely coaching is here to stay. What people share with you in a one-to-one, people never share with you in a group of 20.
Right.
They're constantly conscious that they're being watched, right? And they're scared, again, the psychological safety of what am I going to say, who's going to talk about it. So I feel more focus on getting leaders in a room with a coach who can have deep, meaningful dialogues and get a person to reflect, see the mirror, and gently allow the person to go through the change. Look, leaders, good or bad, they're also human beings.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are the way they are because of something that they've been through in their life also, right? There's a mental makeup behind all of it.
But will it also help that every organizations, when they make somebody a manager or a boss,
Yeah,
there should be some kind of assessment itself. There
Yeah.
should be a training upfront,
yeah.
so that they are really basically interested to play that role, and then they are
Yes.
trained well enough so that it is good for the organization as well as the employees.
So the good news is a lot of organizations are running assessments. You have MBTI, you have Hogan, you have a lot of these assessments which are being run for leadership recruitment. There are a lot of assessment centers which are being run for promotions.
Right.
However, I'm still going to say the culture takes precedence over HR practices. You know, so I'm saying it again. HR has a strategy, but HR doesn't have a momentum.
Okay.
It's not taken seriously enough. So what I mean by that is I have done an assessment, I've hired a leader. But the moment the guy comes in, if he gets colored by the culture, that assessment becomes null and void.
So you mean to say that an organization which has a culture that bosses are taking care of their employee, then within that culture, this problem itself is getting resolved.
It gets, and I have worked with those amazing organizations as well, Sunil, where when an appraisal happens, I don't want to name the organizations, these are international multinational organizations. When an appraisal happens, you are evaluated not just on what were your KPIs, but you're also evaluated on peer feedback, team feedback,
So the 360-degree feedback.
the behaviors that you exuded, and only then is a decision taken whether you are ready to move up and become a leader. So they take the culture practice very, very seriously.
That's a very good input, I believe.
Yeah, yeah. You know, see, the culture is nothing but the top management throwing out very clear signs and symbols of what is accepted and what is not accepted.
Okay.
You know, so I'll give you a very quick example. So if I make a presentation and I share it with you as a boss, you take that presentation and show it to your boss and take credit for it.
Right.
This happens a lot, right? I'm just giving a very, very small,
No, so I
very real example.
I have covered example of a credit stealer boss in one of my videos actually.
Correct? Now, the super bosses should know something is wrong.
Yes.
And they must set a process to put a stop to this and say, you know what, Sunil, next time you come, why don't you bring Priya with you?
Right.
That's when I'm going to feel included.
So that creates a better transparency also, right? And you get the due credit for your good work.
Yeah. But if it's a no care culture, then it just gets
Never
cascaded
helps,
down all the way. And that's the sad story sometimes.
Yeah. So thank you, Priya, for sharing all those valuable inputs. And it's a privilege for BossSeBachao channel to get your time and your opinion on such topics. We will be in touch with you. Maybe we'll get more help as needed in the future. So thank you for your time. And dear friends, please keep watching BossSeBachao. Please subscribe and help us take this topic to more viewers across the globe. Thank you.
Thank you.